So let me give you an example. If you send me a cash offer right now that does not cover my mortgage, what am I going to tell you?
I mean, you're gonna reject it.
Okay. So what I want you to do, it doesn't matter what market, right? Make sure we're filtering here by equity. Okay. So do the all market filtration, everything like that, but you need to also focus on equity. So value and equity down here, right?
Hmm.
Minimum equity, I would suggest you to focus on at least 70%. Why? Your offers are 70% of ARV minus rehab minus assignment, blah, 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 right? So
Hmm.
if you do that, you're going to have a better chance on results. Because like right now, you're pulling as if you're doing every deal type, subject to seller finance, hybrid deals, cash deals, based off the data you're pulling. Because you're pulling
Hmm.
everything within a 90-day time frame. So that's not really getting results. So another thing, like, I mean, what? We're in January 27. The last time we pulled a list was November.
Hmm.
Um, if we don't get through that list, I wouldn't really like work on a list that's older than a month, let alone 2 weeks, especially if you're going on market, right? So
Hmm.
it's like try to figure out a system and workflow for yourselves to pull data at least once a month, better every 2 weeks, right? So this way you can just pull your list once, upload into the system, month's end. Like don't pull. I see you have 8,000 leads in the system, right? How many offers are you sending out per day?
The CRM only sends, I think it's one something.
Okay, so do the math right there. All right, if you're here, let's just double check real quick. Or something in here. Okay, so daily setting 250, right? If you want to work on, let's say, a 30-day period, right? Well, 250 times 22 days, that's how much data you need, right? Inside your system. If you want to do it every 2 weeks, well, times 11 days, right? Like that would be the simplest way to do it to keep your data fresh, because you're doing on market and you're trying to keep things within 90 days. Now, at the same time, it's really important if you guys are only doing cash to make sure equity is at least 70%, or else for high percent, look. So right now, if I do this search right here, and this is again one city, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same thing for pretty much every city. On market, right?
Hmm.
Active MLS. Well, there's 2,900 properties here. But the moment I go in and I turn off this equity right here, let's just say I turn that off. Well, that literally tripled in data. So
Yeah.
technically, 60% of that data, plus or minus, is bad for your deals. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we're wasting our time sending all those LOIs to 60% of our data because it's not relevant to us. So tighten your filter, you'll get better results immediately. Because here's the thing, right? Yes, you're getting a lot of responses or a decent amount of responses. But if you're not getting that many positive, it just means we're not doing proper targeting. It goes for the same thing in anything, whether I market, right? Or I do Facebook
Hmm.
ads, or I do Google ads, or if I just say make a Facebook post and I just don't target the right audience and I say something that's irrelevant to them, what's going to happen? I'm not going to get a good response rate. I'm just not going to get people who are interested. And so it's very important to make sure your data is also super targeted. Now, if you want to keep this blank and don't target equity and target all 6,000, you can, but you have to be doing subject to seller finance, hybrid deals, Morphe methods, whatever, other strategies. It goes back to your data is king, right? Your targeted data is the most important thing.
Okay.
Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
okay, cool. I'm assuming you guys still have prop stream.
I'm sorry, say that again?
You guys have prop stream right now.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Um, you guys technically can be sending 450 offers a day, I think, because you guys have multiple emails
Yeah.
inside of here. Let's double check real quick. Yeah, so one, two, three. Here, let's make sure this is correct. Yeah, one, two, three, four. Yeah, five domains in here, right? You guys can be sending 450 offers a day. Now, granted, 450 offers a day times the 2 weeks times 30 days, that's how much data you need to pull. right? If you want to stay fresh within those 90 days and stuff.
Do we have to fix it to send the 400 thingy,
No,
or it gonna automatically send the 400?
no, I'll just update it right now. But
Okay,
yeah,
appreciate it.
it's in the tutorials, but I'll just do it for you.
Thank you so much.
So daily drip here, let's do 450. Save that. Uh, Another thing, since your data in here is super outdated, clean this up, right? I would recommend just deleting everything and starting from scratch. It's been like what, 2 months since you guys have uploaded anything in here.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do that right now because there's no point unless you're working on deals in here.
No, no, no. You can clean all of that. We can start fresh again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It looks like you guys have deleted a lot anyways. So, okay. 1283. Okay, so this doesn't make sense to me. So we have 1283 contacts in here. And yet when I go to the opportunities, there's 8,000, right?
Mhm.
Um, that means we have a lot of duplicate.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like the two first or what list that we uploaded was like that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well, we made a couple of mistakes at the beginning, and we were playing with the CRM. Honestly, we didn't even know how to clean it up or anything like that.
Okay. You know how to clean up your data now using bulk email
Um,
checker?
no, we don't. I don't. Do you know? No, we don't.
Okay. I'll walk you through it in a second here. Let's just go ahead and delete everything so we can
Mhm.
start from scratch. All right. So I'm just going to select all. We're going to go ahead and delete them. All right. So yeah, let's just do this, right? I'll do one with you so you can see
Mhm.
what I'm talking about. So I have a bunch of properties. In fact, yesterday I was just talking to someone, so I pulled a same idea. I pulled a high equity for them, MLS,
Mhm.
right? So here's one from Tampa. So let me just make sure this is the format we want. MLS. Yep. I'm gonna download this and export. All right. So really important before we use a tool like bulk email checker, this is usage based, right?
Mhm.
Um, this is really cheap, but it's really important. And the reason why it's important is because we care about sending to the correct email. If we don't send to the correct email, it will bounce. If it bounces multiple times, eventually you'll hurt the reputation of your emails. Okay. And therefore you'll land in spam more. So before we upload a listen here, let me actually upload this data we just downloaded so I can open it with you because it's really important for data management. And I know, you know, if we're not tech savvy, sometimes that's an issue, right? But I want to teach you guys the right way. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is a list of data that literally came from PropStream. Okay.
Mhm.
Fair. Now, there's information that we don't need in here. That's fine. We can go ahead and just delete it. Delete some columns, keep it clean. But we have the agent's information, the phone number, the emails, all
Mhm.
this stuff, right? All the information we need to upload into the CRM. Now, the number one most important thing is to look at this information. Okay. And what I mean by that is, okay, let's look at these emails. We want to make sure that we are validating all this data and cleaning up duplicates. So if you're using Google Sheets, right, or even Excel, it's the same idea. We're going to be removing duplicates. Because
Mhm.
right now, how many pieces of data do we have in here? 1126, 1127, right?
Mhm.
So if I click on data and I click on data cleanup and remove duplicates, what we want to be able to select specifically the email, right? So it looks like right now we got to let's just select all of them and do it again. Data cleanup, remove duplicates. Data has a header row, and now we can see the header rows inside here. I'm going to unselect them all and only select the email for the agent. What this is going to do is notice in here there was 283 duplicated rows,
Mhm.
meaning the same agent had other properties. And when that happens, right, it causes issues when we're uploading with during the calculation process. So we want to make sure our calculations are right. Well, we have to make sure we're doing some clean. You could do more advanced stuff and separate those sheets, right? And upload
Mhm.
them separately. I'm not going to make things complicated for you. I'm going to make this as simple as possible. Just remove the duplicates. You have 25,000 pieces of data you can pull from PropStream. It's not the end of the world. So now we only have 843. This is cleaner. If you were to go, like right here, look at this MLS amount. Does a property worth $1,500 seem legit to you?
No.
Okay. So what I like to do is sort this, create a filter for the amounts, the asking price, right? I just want to sort it. Why? Well, here's the reality. That is not perfect, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
these are probably rentals. It's probably because I didn't filter it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't specify for sale only during the poll, but you get the
Mm-hmm.
idea, right? Sometimes the
Yeah.
prop stream will make a mistake. Sometimes it will be blank, right? And so we don't want to upload that into our system because what happens if they're blank? Calculations fail
Mm-hmm.
and you're sending an inaccurate offer. That means I just don't want those, right? I'd rather just go ahead and just select them all and go ahead and delete, right? So I can only focus on actual properties that have accurate information or to the best of our knowledge. And so
Mm-hmm.
now again, same idea. If I go back up here and I'm like, okay, well, even realistically 30,000 and up, I don't think that's really well, we'll just do it. So $4,600 seems like a rental price.
Mm-hmm.
Anything above that's rent. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and select them all and I'm going to go ahead and delete them. What is this doing? First off, it's saving us on um, time, money, and effort of LOI blasting them, cleaning data, uploading into our system, right? Inaccurate information. Right. This is a little bit more manual work, right? But if we only do this once every 2 weeks, once a month, it's not the end of the world. It becomes very
Yeah.
easy. So now I know this data is cleaner, right? And you might let's say, okay, this one shouldn't be in here as well. That's fine. That's up to you, right, to make that decision. But now we made sure the emails, there's no duplicates, and we made sure that the asking price on those are not out of whack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you want to do is same thing, estimated values. Okay. Because here, again, prop stream, batch leads, deal sauce, all of them suck. Right. If you see any blanks, remove them. If you see anything out of whack, you might want to remove it. Right. So right here, I don't really see any problems right off the bat. Right. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everything looks pretty fine. But like, for example, if you see something that they're asking, I don't know, $1 million and ARV is 500,000, you probably already know they're going to be delusional to begin with.
Yeah.
You could just remove it. It's up to you. Like, look at this one. They're asking 1.2 million and ARV is 682.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like we're probably going to get kickback on that. You know what I mean? So you could technically just remove that, right? Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, granted, what I'm telling you right now is just extra stuff I like to do. You don't have to do that, but you just got to expect different results, because I like to make sure my data is clean, ready to go in my system. So I'm not really wasting time. Um, Like, look at these properties right here, right off the bat. They're asking 62,000, ARV is 139. I think that'll be a great deal right off the bat without even setting an offer. I mean, I can
Yeah.
just look at it. All right, so cool. Let's just say this data is what we want. File, download, CSV. Since it's clean now, go to bulk email checker. You can see I just did one literally what, the 14th right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to upload. Choose a file, upload this list. Hopefully it's the right one. And we're going to go ahead and import it. All right. So it'll ask you what column is your email. So in this case, the column header is MLS agent email based off prop stream. Could be with something else.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we're going to go ahead and select that. And this is going to basically do a check. Now, just so you know how much things cost, for 1,000 verification, it costs you like $3, right? The higher the package, the cheaper it is. I have 40,000 credits in here, so it doesn't, I'm constantly doing this. Um, this is what no mentorship teaches you guys, right? And the no course will teach you because they don't understand email marketing. They don't understand marketing in general. They just understand picking up a phone and calling somebody, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we're here to like give you guys everything that you need to know. So it's going to ask you to pay for validations. Like, look, I have how many credits and look how much this is costing me. Basically nothing, right? And I'm going to go and pay for it. So that's fine. That's cool, right? It's going to take about 13 minutes or an hour doing the slow method. If you can boost it, make it go faster, cost a little bit more, whatever. I'm not going to do that for this example because I have other data right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Notice how it's going to say past emails, failed emails, and unknown once it's done, right? When it's ready to export. We're not going to pull all the emails. Just pull only the past ones. And look how many passed here. 61%. That means even though PropStream gave you, let's say, and I mean, this was a lot of data, 11,000, but like, even though PropStream gave you, let's say, 1,000 pieces of data, only 600 was accurate,
Yeah.
the emails. And so it's like, if we're sending to the wrong email, and this is what I noticed in your account, right? If I go to email services, what do I see here under email analytics? You have a 10% open rate. That's horrible, right? And
Hmm.
granted, the reason why, because that was probably like a longer term follow up. But if I go back to last 3 months, I also see 24%. Like, this is your total average of your account. But what does this mean? This means that our emails aren't correct. Right off the bat, this means our emails aren't correct. You're not getting any failed, but you are getting a lot of bounces. Why? Because it's an incorrect email. Okay, so we want to make sure that things are clean. This is why we're using this tool. Okay. So again, you just export this, you can upload it directly into your system. If you were doing text message as a follow-up, there is an additional step, phone validation,
Yeah.
right? But you guys are not doing that, so I'm not going to tell you about it right now. But it's just one more, app that we use called Phone Validator. Again, all this is literally here in the Startup Hub, right? If you guys need to go back,
Mhm.
but because right here, learn how to pull data, but also how to clean and verify your data. It's also here.
Okay.
Okay. Again, I have full in-depth videos doing the exact same thing I'm doing with you right now.
All
Uh,
right.
for this.
Awesome.
Um, let's see. I mean, honestly, that's probably your main issue right now. Number one, they're not opening your emails, right? I want to see this at least say 30, 35, 40%, 50% for agents, right? Like, try to get as high as possible. And the only way you can do that is through email. And then second thing is that'll automatically double your responses. Okay.
Yeah.
But the targeting will make sure that you're not getting too many rejected or all of them rejected, right? Because now we're understanding that they were covering their mortgage. Okay. That's a big thing for cash. Um, any questions so far?
No, just that. I think with that, it clears our mind. Uh,
Okay, cool.
we were a little confused, maybe. I don't know. I would just know we were doing something wrong. So I
Yeah, I
think,
mean, this is why it's important to reach out, guys, right? Like, I don't expect anybody to know this the first time, right? I expect you guys to come and say, "Hey, I need help." Right? Like, this is not a you log into a system, you press one button, right? Like,
yeah,
that's not what it is. Like, real estate will never be that way.
yeah,
Real estate will still have to deal with deep data, and no matter what tool you use, it's imperfect. And you there's more than just uploading data and getting a deal. There's the conversations, right? Like, there's the reply backs, there's moving them along the pipeline correctly, right? Because if we're not
yeah,
moving them, then they're just staying there and dying, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's important that we're kind of doing everything all together, you know. Um, one day, there'll be something where we can just like, oh, I like this property, click a button, and we lock up a deal. You know what I mean? But at that point in time, you might as well like sign a contract at the same time with them, without negotiations. You like the
Yeah,
price, buy a car. Carvana. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
unfortunately, real estate doesn't have that. Like, even MLS deals, you still got to meet them in person, sign a contract or a DocuSign or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you said, did you guys move those two deals, or you just locked it up and failed to dispo? Like, what happened?
So one of them was asking for too much. The first one, he was asking for, I think he wanted to wait because he knew the value of the property was going to go much higher within a year or two. So he was asking pretty much to
ARV.
the
No,
ARB.
I thought you
Like,
guys locked up two deals.
huh?
I thought you locked up two deals.
No, no,
Contract,
no, no.
No, no, we were working on two deals.
working on two deals.
Yeah, and then we have one
The second
that
one, when we went, he was willing to sell to us everything. We went to check it out. We figured it was in the 55 plus
55
community.
plus community. Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta be careful though. Don't pull in 55 plus communities. That's so hard to wholesale.
yeah.
That was a mistake of us. We didn't realize it
We
was a
even
50.
went to the property, spoke to the owner and everything. But I mean,
He still wanted to sell with us, but the thing was that
You're not
he
gonna
owed
find a
too much
buyer.
mortgage on it as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Like we could have found a seller for it. a buyer for that
I
home.
mean,
It's
it's
just
that home is not for a wholesale. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, 55 plus communities are really hard to wholesale. Now, you could do wraps if you, again, this is more creative finance, right? Like you
Hmm.
guys are limiting yourselves to doing only 10% of deals. Let's be real, right? Um, well, in this case, notice how we put this 70% of equity, right? You guys are
Mhm.
limited to yourself to 30% of deals. Okay. So the rest of the 70% of deals are creative finance,
Hmm.
right? And so it's like either A, we learn that stuff, or B, you just don't worry about it and don't target those areas. You know what I mean? And just
Honestly, we are kind of learning that, and we actually were working on that in Sarasota. Um, the house is worth $2.6 million. The guy wanted it 2 million.
all right, all right. Here's another thing, guys. We're
Hmm.
wholesaling.
Hmm.
Filter your property estimated values
Hmm.
underneath $700,000, please.
Okay.
You will have so much better results. Most people will not buy a house above $700,000 for wholesale. Very
Okay.
rarely. You have to know the buyer. So like keep that in mind. It's hard to find people that will buy $1 million properties. Stick under $700,000, right? Especially if you're wholesaling, right?
Yeah.
And just filter it in your search and save that filter so you never have to worry about that again in PropStream. And so you can continue focusing on just wholesaling the normal deals that everybody wants to buy, that 90% of people want to buy. You guys will get better results. Again, the more you filter your data, the cleaner your data is and more hyper focused, the better results and the better responses you're going to get. And then the better the buyers will be more active on your deals, right? Once you do lock up a deal. Like, have you guys locked up a deal yet?
Not with this new company. With
Okay.
the
Outside of
one we
deals,
the one
whatever.
that I used to work before, yes, we locked many deals.
Okay. Did
But
you guys filter your data then?
we open our own just when we start using Bill. We just start fresh with our own company. I used to work for one called ACG.
You used to work for them. Did you pull the data or did they pull the data?
No, they used to put the data.
So here, we got to learn some skills, right? We have to
Yeah,
learn how to pull data correctly now. Um, and you guys wear all the hats now. Okay.
yeah,
Like it's not just someone's feeding you leads and then let's say you're an acquisition manager, right? You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like you have to pull the data, you have to clean the data, you have to upload the data, you have to do the outreach, generate the leads, then hop on the phone call, then negotiate, you know what I mean? And then you get the contracts in order. I don't know if you did contracts back then either. It's like there's multiple stages, right? And then
yeah,
when you finally get to Dispo, if you're only an acquisition manager and Dispo becomes a nightmare, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And so who here specializes in Dispo?
Um, my cousin, he's not with us right now.
Okay, cool. That means he has buyers or he's trying, like he's new too.
He's new too, but
Okay.
he has I gave him, well, not me, but Eva gave him a list of buyers that we used to have from our other company that we used to work from ACG.
Okay. And this is no offense to anybody, right? It looks like you guys are
Mhm.
what, three partners, four partners? Um,
Yeah, 4 partners.
yeah. In the beginning, it is tough to do anything yourselves. Okay.
Hmm.
Until we actually validate that we can do it ourselves. So for example, dispoing a deal, I understand he's primarily focused on dispositions, right? But simultaneously, I would be using other dispo companies. Okay. And what I mean by that is, there's two main dispo companies pretty much in every single state, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes there's more. So there's New Western, there's Keekly, right?
Yeah,
I prefer New Western. But also, let's say they're not available in that area, right? Or they're not. You can literally go to Investor Lift. Do you guys know what Investor Lift is?
yeah,
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Go to Investor Lift. Let's say you have a property in Tampa. We'll search Tampa and Investor Lift. You're going to see a bunch of properties in Tampa that are for sale being wholesaled, right?
hmm,
What do you see there? The dispo manager's phone number and email. Reach out to them, say, hey, I got a deal in that same area that you're moving deals. Can you help me move it? Sign a JV agreement, give away 40, 50, 60% of the deal, right? And move the deal. That's the fastest way to move a deal. Do that simultaneously while building a buyer's list, right? Because he's not going to be able to move the first deal perfect, right?
yeah.
Or the 10th deal perfect. And even the best dispo companies in the world only move 70% of deals. Okay. So just FYI, when I did my own dispositions, right, I was only at a 50% dispo rate. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I had two dispo people. I had a follow-up specialist and I had an actual dispo manager. Right. And I used to pay them salary and everything. It's they're never going to be perfect. Right. But the same thing goes for acquisitions. Your close rate is never going to be perfect. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it works both ways. Okay. But rely on outsourcing things that you guys are not perfect in right now. You guys know how to close, right? You guys have closed deals prior. You worked for
Yeah.
companies, you closed deals, whatever. Now we need to learn all the other skills. Okay. And so did this tutorial on how to pull data and clean data, like in your minds, do you think it'll benefit you guys by just doing
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh Really the next step is let's wait for some replies, right? And see and here's the thing, right? Don't hesitate, book another call, right? Let's say 3 days from now, you start getting responses, right? And you need help with something, just book a call, right? Like we're here to help. But if you don't come to us, we don't know.
Definitely.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Any questions, last questions before we hop off?
No, that's everything, brother. Thank you so much for your help.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you both. Good luck. And don't hesitate to reach out. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.